Okay, do we have a makeup or a breakup here? And something Virginia's kind of an expert on here. Getting in the bushes.
If you have to ask, should I get in the bushes? You probably should be getting in the bushes.
Okay, it sounds like Virginia's actually, without hearing any details, already made up her mind.
Pro Bush.
And it's the man's fault, Kevin.
Totally.
Yes. Oh, of course.
9 out of 10 men.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. But this person wants to know, they said that they had gone through their boyfriend's phone. They said, I know, not proud of it, but I had some suspicions going on. And despite my suspicions, I found nothing, no weird texts, no suspicious DMs. And I was actually relieved when I saw it. But then I saw this Venmo request that he sent to a girl I've never heard of. No last name, just a first name, and the note that said dinner. I asked him about it, and he said it was a work meal and that Venmo was just easier than dealing with the check. But look, I work in an office too, and nobody's going to Venmo a coworker for a meal that you have for work. That's what expense reports are for. So now I'm in this weird position where I went looking for something, found nothing, and somehow feel like I found something. Am I reaching, or did I accidentally stumble onto something real while looking for nothing? I know I sound maybe a little bit crazy, but I trust my intuition. At least that's what Virginia says, and I know she's going to back me up on this.
The only thing I would say is not everyone has expense reports for lunch, and I've Venmo'd people money that I work with before because sometimes that does happen. That's the way of the world these days.
I've also Venmo'd people I'm dating. Like, that happens too. You don't have enough evidence here to say that he is cheating or not cheating. Like, this is all you found in his whole entire phone. I don't think he's cheating.
Whoa.
If he was cheating, why is he sending her a Venmo request? So he wants her to pay her half of the bill? That's what a request is.
That's how much of a date.
Or you can send money to people too, though.
But that's not a request. A request is you're asking for money. A payment is you sent somebody money. They're two different things.
Wow, this is something when even Virginia is saying that's not a need to get in the bushes.
Well, the request says that he's asking her to pay him for half the dinner check. If he's any kind of a good date, he picks up the whole tab.
Yeah, well, she went in there, snooped, found nothing, but then her mind did find something, and now she confronted him. He told her what it was, and she's still not believing him. What do you do if you're really not doing anything wrong, and that's the energy you're getting?
Yeah.
She's on the verge of getting dumped if he really finds out what's going on and be like, look, I mean, if you can't trust me this much, you're not fine. It's like you're determined to find something, which is pretty crazy and gets a little psycho.
That's what it sounds like. She's determined to find something.
A lot of us bring baggage from our last relationship into our current relationship.
Yep.
But you have to fight the urge to do that. If you were with a cheater before, I can see how you would be having those urges to assume all guys cheat. If this guy hasn't given you any proof or evidence, or this is the best you have that he's cheating, I think you're driving yourself crazy for nothing.
Billy Joel tackles this subject in the hit song Innocent Man. You can't. I understand why people do bring baggage. That's the human element, but you also can control on how you react to certain things. I understand if someone hurt you and you're paranoid, but you got to keep in mind, if someone hasn't done something to you yet, it's not fair to do to them.
It's not fair to do to yourself. More importantly, you are making yourself crazy, and you should care more about your own mental health in relationships than to let your mind go to this dark place and assume he's cheating with no evidence. Him asking a girl to chip in for half of a dinner means it's probably not a date.
Several texts coming through of people saying, yeah, we Venmo coworkers all the time or Zelle them, so it's nothing odd.
Yeah, not everyone has an expense report. I haven't seen one of those for lunch. Have you?
I haven't, ever.
I've bought a lot of lunches.
I think our boss maybe gets that privilege, but we don't. Like, if you're a regular worker, you usually don't get expense reports.
Well, once again, it sounds like she's taking one of her former jobs or her job and thinking everyone's got an expense report for lunch. Not everyone has that.
No, especially if you're not the boss.
Person here want to know if this is a breakup on his disappearing act. It says, my boyfriend and I have been together for a year and a half, and things have been really good, or at least I thought they were. But over the last few weeks, he's developed this new habit of going completely off the grid for hours at a time.
Boy.
Phone goes dark, no responses, nothing. And then he's just going to pop back up like nothing ever happened with some vague explanation. Oh, I was busy. My phone died. I fell asleep. Things I hear. Every excuse on its own sounds fine, but it's happening consistently enough now that I've started keeping track. And when I bring it up, he flips it on me and he says I'm being clingy and that I need to trust him. But here's my thing. I'm not an insecure person, and I've never had a problem giving space. But there's a difference between giving someone space and being gaslit into thinking that asking where you went for 3 hours is unreasonable. Am I overreacting, or is your being clingy just what people say when they don't want to answer the question?
I can tell you right now, 3 things. It's possible that 3 things are going on, and one of these things are happening. He's either cheating on her, he's either very annoyed with you and he needs to get away, which is a thing. Some people don't cheat, they just need to get away and clear their head. Or 3, he's a drug dealer.
Okay.
Yeah, he also could be a crackhead, like have a drug problem and not necessarily be dealing, but like loves to go off and go on binges by himself.
The reason why I don't think that's it, you would notice if someone's going on binges. Your personality changes. It sounds like he's dipping out and coming back going, oh, nothing's changed. She might be annoying him, or he's dipping the pen somewhere else.
Anybody who goes off the grid can't be trusted. If you can't tell me where you've been and what you've been up to, then we're done. We're done here.
I've always had a reflective process to relationships where if I feel you're drifting away, I'm going to drift at the same rate. And, and I think that's usually what happens. And you just kind of drift away and it just doesn't happen. If they've got good energy and we're having a good time, then I'll meet that energy. But if it's distant and not there, then I'll be the exact same way.
Stop trying to force something.
Yeah.
If he's pulling away, you should take that as a sign.
But sometimes, though, we always label someone, oh, they're cheating or they're doing this. Is there a reason why he's pulling away?
She could be annoying.
Yeah, we only get one side sometimes from that. But what if we really looked at the real situation and we saw a snapshot of her throwing plates off the wall, her screaming. He's like, I got to get away.
Well, maybe he's got stuff to do, too. Stephanie's pointing out 3 hours isn't really that long.
No.
That's not unreasonable. If you consider that's off the grid, maybe the dude just got stuff he got to do.
Oh, it's only 3 hours?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's hard to be a crackhead with just 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really usually do crack within 3 hours and you're fine.
Yeah. I think both people in these situations, they need to watch themselves. You're going to wind up dumb because you're trying to take something that is nothing and make it a deal. And a lot of times that's not met well.
And people don't want a vice grip on their personal choices and their life.
Yeah.